All right, so in chapter 5, we're looking at service settings. We can see it's located under part suppliers and above accounting settings in the collapse menu. Just like in other chapters, there's information here that's been configured at the time your dealership went live, specifically the RO number sequence format. So let's not mess with that in particular. If you are, hopefully you're the owner or the GM. Underneath it, we just have a setting that allows you to limit technicians to clocking into one job at a time. Again, different dealerships have different rules about how they want to let their techs work. And so this is one of those options that says they can be actually clocked into two jobs at the same time or not. You can also set a default labor time for a new job. So when you create a new work estimate and you add a job to it, it will default to this many hours. Maybe your minimum is 1 hour for a particular type of job or anything in your store. So you could simply set that to 1. In this example, I have it set to 1.5. You can also show when your service scheduler display hours are. Within DX Phone, we do have a service scheduler, and this is where you would set your hours that your service scheduler would apply to, whether that's your actual store hours or hours outside of the range of being open. This is where you can set those. You have default views, whether you want to see it a day, a week, a month, you can set that there. We also have a custom, what we call X day view. So this is where you can come and say, in this view, I'd like to just see 3 days. And then also you can set the default appointment duration minutes and how it's displayed within the service scheduler here by minutes. In this case, mine is broken up into 30-minute intervals. You can also hide days. So in my hypothetical dealership here, I'm closed on Sunday and Mondays. So I can hide those days from being available by toggling them that they're actually hidden. And then we can see here we have another set of checkboxes that will allow you to configure how some things work in the service department. Again, enable parts processing and repair orders. This allows you to interact with the parts department in terms of requesting parts, billing parts, things like that. You can decide whether labor hours and rates are visible on a customer invoice. Some of you are very transparent. Others of you would not like to show that information, so you can decide here in the end what your customer sees. Same thing with voided parts. Parts come and go from invoices, so you may not want to show those to a customer. In some cases, you may. You can do that with this checkbox. Same goes for notes, whether you want to show them as a default on a repair order, sublet details. And in some states, you'll need certain verbiage. We've heard from many of our dealers, the two we hear are repair order or service invoice. So if you'd rather have it read service invoice versus repair order, you can check this box. Otherwise, the default for DX1 will read as a repair order. You can decide whether your warranty deductible is taxable or if you'd like to require miles in or out when creating work estimates and repair orders. Just like in parts and major units, you can type invoice messages here. In the case of service, there's two states of an invoice message. There's the work estimate, and then there's the RO message invoice. So each one of these boxes is where you would put that information you'd like to see. Just like on the other invoices, it'll have all the information related to the invoice on top, and then this message will be down towards the bottom of the printed invoice. Again, many people use it for what to sign when they check in and what they're going to sign when they check out, or acknowledgement of the service department, etc. You can add all that in there. We also have service fees, just like we've seen with parts fees. The process is the same. You have a list of fees here. If you'd like to add a fee, you can click plus add. Give it a name, description, a calculation type. In service, you can do it a little bit different. You can go by flat amounts, percentage of labor total, or percentage of job. And then again, you can decide whether it's taxable and a default fee. In the case of the service, maybe you have shop supplies or something like that that needs to be part of every invoice. You could toggle that on here, and then when you create new work estimates and new jobs, it'll come on as a default fee. And then just like in other places, you can link it correctly to an income account if you'd like. Okay, so that covers the basics of dealership settings for service. Again, it's important to understand how these settings work. I advise turning them on and off if you're curious, explore a little bit with it, and this will cover chapter 5.